Yo, you guys have been following along, and man, do I hope you have been. All last week, 6 days in a row, we put up nothing but content on the GM Tailgate Tour. Every morning was the events from the day before. We put a ton of miles on the OBS, and man, I could not be happier or prouder of that truck right now. So, we'll go over some lessons learned, some things we probably could have done a little better, and some of the highlights of the whole thing on this week's Tuesday Morning Tech Tip from Pugliese Speed Chat. All right, guys, it's Monday night, so you'll see this tomorrow morning. It's almost real time. It's about as close as I could possibly get. We got back Saturday night about 8:30, so you'll see that on Friday's video, that whole trip. And guys, it went well. We had some issues down there in Daytona. It worked itself out, and I took the truck to work today. And then actually, me and Maggie just got back from dinner, so we took it because why not? It's perfect weather for it. Let me walk you around the truck, show you a couple things that I'm glad I did, some things I wish I did. And in the meantime, guys, say hello to my buddy George. George, you want to show us what's up? No? He's got a watch on the neighborhood. He makes sure the truck's taken care of out here. But I didn't change the bumper. Obviously, we talked about that a couple times, and you see that there. But we'll get to it. Like I said, I want to take care of the headlights. I want to get a different valance and get a license plate bracket that actually fits. If you notice, we gotta maneuver it in there a little bit just to get it to work, but that's fine. This is a little badge of honor, guys. I'm gonna leave this here for as long as it stays. I think when we got to Daytona, we needed to put that on the truck to get in, and she was sputtering, running terribly, but she made it and she got on there. I should probably pull this off though. That's to get into all the events. I just left it. I didn't think about it, so I'll take that off before we head down the shop, talk about it. In fact, let me grab it right now. Everything else is, how it was. There was nothing special in here. All right. And all right, yeah, that's about it. This QR code I put on the back here, a couple people actually used it. I know Charlie did, a couple of the guys, and it worked awesome. So we'll actually leave that right there. It doesn't look terrible in the corner. And yeah, if it gets you a little exposure. I still got a few things back here. I started out by putting this tie down here to hold everything in place, and then I bought this later. That bar at the Harbor Freight. Where was that? In Charleston, I believe. So yeah, got a floor jack there, and then some of the things that we brought and bought. So I brought the towel, but like I said, I bought this here, bought this here, something else, some wipes. Yeah, the wipes I bought. I probably should have thrown a fuel filter in here. We got oil, we got coolant, we got connectors, we got zip ties, electrical tape. We got this from the Harbor Freight too, because I didn't have one in this truck, and you never know when you gotta look for power. So stuff for quick fixes. And I'm gonna leave a lot of the stuff in the truck, to be honest with you. That's gonna stay in. I'm gonna put that in the tool bag, and we'll worry about the rest of this later. Megan actually got me these totes, one for recycling bin and one for trash. And before I use them, we're gonna play this game, huh? Okay. All right, this is working out. Do I need more than one hand? I need to get this. All right, and we should be all set. Son of a bitch. Okay, we're done. And so yeah, showed you that. That's about it, guys. Everything else is just it's amazing how this truck came out. The more I look at it, the more I can't believe it. All right, I know what you think, Chaz. What are you even doing? Why are we looking at the Tundra in the shop and all that? So I put this in here before I left. I just washed it. We had some weather. Pollen season is upon us, and I didn't want to wash it again. Got some maintenance to do on her too, so we're gonna leave her in here till that's done. And I'm gonna tell you what, guys. After being in the OBS all week, this thing looks freaking huge in here. It's you kind of get used to things, But we have some boxes like this guy down here. That was the tonneau cover, and I said I didn't like it at all, and I just left the box there because I'm probably gonna put it back in and just store it, and only use it on trips. But over the last week, it's grown on me quite a bit. We got another box over there. That's the bumper. We got to wait for some things, and then we'll go ahead and we'll get to that when we do the rest of the front end stuff. So that's something I haven't mentioned in a long time. We have this tire right here. That's off of Finnegan's Blasphemy. We may have something we want to add over here. Just every hot rodder's got those little things that they collect, and they're just cool, and they kind of mean something, right? So that's what we're thinking that. I don't know. But I really want to direct your attention to the board. So right there is a list of stuff that we needed to do on the OBS. A lot of stuff's lined out. 3 things aren't. 1, the front bumper. We knew about it. Not a big deal. After being on a tour, guys, I could care less about the bumper right now. The fuel filter and adjusting the headlights. We're going to talk about those things and a couple others. We're going to sit down and talk about it. 1,897 miles. That's the total mileage from Sunday when we left the house till Saturday when we got back. And every last mile was amazing. All right. I cannot harp on that enough on how awesome the whole thing was from the word go. Now, leading up to the word go, I was my own worst enemy, and that happens. I didn't really know what to expect. Kevin did a couple of the stops last year. He did a lessons learned that we put on the channel, and I took some of his advice on it. One was a tonneau cover because he just had a tote sitting back there. And I've seen other guys that do the same thing, and it worked out fine. It's just it was nice to, not see all the crap in the back of the truck. He talked about window tint because the back of his neck got burned being right up there on the short the regular cab. That's a single cab life. That's the life we chose. That's what they say. Or did they choose us? I don't know. Either way, we had it tinted. We were fine. Yeah, we got some sun. We were in Florida. You're gonna get sun. I had a floor jack. I had a 4-way. We had a bunch of tools. You guys saw I put a little toolkit together just to keep in the truck, anyways. And we added a couple things to it. And I brought some rags and some zip ties and all that stuff I showed you guys. But I didn't bring anything to wash the truck. And I said this during the tour. This was a lesson learned. That the part of guys, I got to tell you, the Ashley family did an amazing job. At every stop, they had a list on the website of there's an email that went out, and there's a packet, all this stuff. Local car washes, gas stations, hotels, tire shops, all the stuff around there. So if you need to take care of things, and that was just awesome. So most people did all their maintenance and stuff, and there was some maintenance done in the parking lot. Guy, we had a radiator hose come off. We had a wheel bearing seize up. We had a fuel pump go out. And that's just the things that I know of. I'm sure there's other little things. I don't know what happened to Square Body, but he had posted. Everybody thought he was fine. And when I talked about in the video in Florida. So everybody helped everybody. And guys, I'm going to kind of be all over the place, and you guys probably expect that, but I got to tell you, this is a direct quote from Brian. Dude, I hooked up with the first day there, and we rode, and the whole way, him and his wife was awesome. He even said, I didn't mean asshole all week. And guys, truer words have never been spoken. Every single person was awesome, right? Everybody helped everybody. It was all about teamwork, getting it done, and making sure we all accomplish our goal and just have a good time doing it. So that was great. Then, so I was kind of focused on the wrong thing. I mean, I was focused on that, yes, but I was looking at in my head. I wanted my truck to look as good as possible, which who doesn't, right? I mean, even guys that don't care what they look like, they want to look. You know what I mean? So I was worried about the bumper. I was worried about all this little stuff. I should have been worried about the headlights. That's a solid. It was not sketch, but it was almost sketch. They're not great, and I've tried adjusting them. I tried doing this. It's just not a great setup. I think it's just a shitty bulb, if I'm being honest. So yeah, we should probably do something about that. Actually, I'm researching it because the ones I had in there originally that I said I'm going to put the Jeep down the road, they look like hell. They're ugly, but they work great. So I just got to find the right combo. The fuel filter. I bought a fuel filter, and at some point in the truck's life, because of rust, I assume because of rust, because there's quite a bit of rust on it. Well, there was more, you know, fuel filters on the frame on the driver's side, and it had the twist in connectors. I'm thinking it got locked in. Somebody just cut it, and now there's rather than having the one that spins on, there's two pieces of hose with some hose clamps and the fuel filter with some nipples on it, and I don't have that one. So I bought the one that's supposed to go in the truck. Didn't work. Well, yeah, it didn't work. Won't fit. The truck was running so good, and I was like, clearly somebody changed it sometime in its life. I'll get to it when I get to it. Even though Kevin told me he had a dream and I should check my fuel filter, or change my fuel filter, or bring one, or whatever he wanted me to do, I did none of that. And as we pulled into Daytona, we pulled into the main parking lot looking for gate 70 where we need to be, and it started, and it was fine. And I go to pull out of there, and it starts sputtering, like it's running out of gas. I'm like, oh, what the hell? And we got it to where it needed to be. Shut it off, walked around, and we talked about it. And I was like, yeah, let's have to put a fuel filter. I was gonna just pull it off, and shake it out, clean it out, something. Because I ran it lower than usual. It was below a quarter tank. I never do that, guys. I actually warned people about not doing that, and just I didn't want to be an inconvenience, and there was time constraints and whatnot. For the first time ever, because of the ferry involved, for the first time for this whole tour, and I let it go, and so it ran lower than it should have, and it sucked something up. This is what I believe happened, and then I shut it off, and it started up fine. It ran back fine, and I took it to work today as well. So, and we took it to dinner afterwards, like you guys saw earlier. So that's 100% my fault. I You would think by now I would have gotten a fuel filter. But Brian even asked me, "Hey, you gonna stop on the way home and get one?" I was like, "Well," he's like, you're gonna pull apart and shake it." I was like, "Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do." Just because I don't know which one to buy, so I actually want to take it off, bring it to the store, match it up, and then I'll be fine. And I'll do that this weekend, probably while I'm doing maintenance on this guy, and the other one's gonna need an oil change too. So I learned stop worrying what things look like, start worrying about how they run. For the most part, I mean, you get it. Instead, I was up until 3 o'clock in the morning the night before I left, waxing the truck, which I don't regret. It looked awesome when I washed it in Savannah. It just even better. So I don't regret that, but I should have thrown a fuel filter in that tote. It's one that would work for the truck. So those are some things I learned. Um, Spend your time more wisely. Time management, it can get the best of me. Some guy that's just I think there's times where we all have that, but leading up to the tour, I definitely could have spent my time a little more wisely. But all that aside, guys, the truck did awesome. Um, to Florida and back, guys, for something that Nick pulled out of I don't even know where it was, somebody's backyard or whatever it was. They didn't care about it for God knows how long. And here this thing just took us to Florida and back flawlessly. So I I don't think I could be more happy or more impressed. It's just The thing looks, it's amazing, guys. I cannot believe that I was sitting in this very shop, sitting right here on a stool, working on that Suburban when Nick hit me up and said, "You want to buy my OBS?" And that might have been one of the smartest decisions I made. So super happy about that. Let me take you over a couple things that the tailgate tour did for us. So we all got a packet. I didn't. Who's surprised that I waited till the last minute to sign up? So he didn't mail my packet. This was waiting for when I got there. The little envelope here, and inside of it, it had my credentials. Okay. At the time, it didn't have all those little punch holes in there. You get them when you do things. So he wore this with the nice little lanyard. I really didn't wear it too much because I wear them at work. I didn't wear it again. But I had it on me, of course. I got my punches out there. It had this here, which I already showed you. It goes on your windshield so you can get in and out of the events. And it had this guy here with all your instructions, like I talked about, all the events coming up, where to put your lanyard, where to put this, where to put that, all those kind of things. And Brian Ashley, the guy that runs the whole thing, and his family was guy. They were there the whole time, ready to answer any question, and there weren't a whole lot to be answered because they pretty much answered them all. In that packet was also these little cards. There's like one for every day, except for the last day you had two, one with the ferry and one without. We went with because why wouldn't you, right? And all you did was scan this little code, right? And boom, your GPS came up and it took you on this a nice. You guys saw the rides, all back roads for the most part, to get you to the next venue. There was one day where there was a problem, and it wasn't a huge problem, but getting into Jacksonville. I think it was Jacksonville. Yeah, they it was this one here. Not the card was right. It took us to this address. It was just the wrong address. So I don't know how that happened. Maybe something got moved at one point or something. It kind of just took us to a field. But a lot of guys went down that way. Like I said in the video, we saw the guy who was trying to turn us around, but that just didn't happen. But so yeah, we did all that. We Brian was familiar with the area, so that helped. And he went on the website and pulled up the address that was on the website and just punched out a GPS service right there. And we had riding there with those couple other guys. So everybody got there, guys. I mean, I ain't mad about it. It's no big deal. The coordination that they put into this is incredible. So hats off for real. That was just awesome. So then when you got to the event, every day you would get a tailgate. Myrtle Beach, Charleston, Savannah. You guys see where I'm going with this, right? Jacksonville, Daytona. And if you notice, they're all different year model tailgates, right? LA kind of match this guy right here, right? So that was pretty cool. So every day you got one. Brian asked about 486 times if they would have enough for him to buy all of them. And let me tell you, they thought about that too. So he bought another set. He got his set from making the run, and he didn't want to jump the gun. So at the end of it, he bought one of each. He's going to do a little frame or something like that. So plenty of that kind of stuff. I bought one with all the stops on it once we finished it as well. And I don't know where I'm going to put these. Maybe on the tailgate over there. We haven't messed with that in a while. But I don't know. We're going to hold on for a bit till I figure out exactly where I want to put them. That's about, well, no, then you could also order a t-shirt, which I did. I think it was like $30 because I'm a bigger guy and I got a 3X. But it has all the tailgates on there. But that's the back of the shirt. And it says, yeah, Tailgate Tour 2027. I haven't taken out of the box yet. It's dirty down here. I don't want to do that. But yeah, 2026 Tailgate Tour down the side. It's got, it says on the breast pocket as well. So that's pretty awesome. So that's what all came in my packet. Now, I had to pay extra for the shirt, but that's to be expected. there were different guys out there giving out stickers. Some of them came in our package. You got this one here from Precision. Square Body Relics had a sticker out there. The Daytona Speedway for the Turkey Run. You got a thing from them. This guy was just giving stickers away. Hey, if you didn't get any, you'd like one, let me know. I'll send one to you. We got some of the Tuesday morning tech tip stickers as well. I don't have any down here, I don't think, but yeah, for real. Comment on here, shoot us an email. Kid will put the and we'll send you some. Then, when we was all said and done, guys, we got the thing we were looking forward to the most. This guy. Pretty nice little piece of wood or something. 2026 GM Tailgate Tour, all the cities we went to. This is awesome. This is probably what's going to go on the wall over there, but I haven't decided yet, so we'll see. While we were walking around, we were at in Daytona. I was looking for some stuff for Kevin. Sorry, Kev. There was a lot of square body stuff, but not the stuff you were looking for. I think that's what everybody's looking for. But for $20, we got 5 tickets to win this guy because we may need another OBS. This thing was so clean, guys. It was a 97. Just spotless. Oh, it's beautiful. Lowered just right. The right wheels. They did a really nice job. So we bought some tickets to win that. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, guys, I can't stress enough. I've said it. I don't know how many times. We all have. The caliber of people that were there, the event, everything about it. There was no judgment. Everybody was there to help everybody, no matter what you were driving. I was lucky enough, like I said, I ran into Brian on day one, and we hit it off. And what's Brian Ashley, who puts the event on, even said in one of his lives, he's like, "You're going to meet somebody. You got at least one guy you're going to like." And we met a ton of people. You see those times where we drove with different people, but we hit it off right away. Hung out the whole time. We lived like 2 hours away, so like I said, you're probably going to see him again because we got a lot of ideas, and that's what happens. Everybody gets together with all these similar interests, like-minded people, and they feed off each other, man. And you kind of see at the end of the Daytona video, we were doing that, just converse, and we were doing that all week. So it was just awesome, man. Just awesome people, awesome event. A huge shout out to Brian Ashley and his family. You guys are incredible. They've already got the tour out for next year, guys. That's how he thinks. It's already out there. He already has the city's taken care of. He's nailing down venues and hotels and all this kind of stuff. So I will be purchasing a ticket as soon as they become available. And I tell you, do the same. It doesn't matter. Last year, you guys know I didn't make it. I had the Suburban. I got a little cocky and tried to finish the OBS for it, and I ended up not going. Kevin hit a couple of the last 2 events, I think, and I didn't go. The truck failed inspection, wasn't safe, and it was what it was. So talking to Kevin, he's like, just jump in your Tundra, drive down here. You don't have to have an old truck or whatever. He's got like a 2016 GMC as his daily driver. He's like, take my truck and drive it. I don't like doing that just in case, God forbid something happens. But also, I'm like, all these guys can be driving their trucks. And I got 2 Chevy trucks. I couldn't get either one of them on the road. And here I'm driving my buddies. And I still am not a huge fan of driving somebody else's stuff, but let me tell you, there was a bunch of people doing it. And there's nothing wrong with it, right? Because it wasn't about, it was, but it wasn't, right? It was more the camaraderie of all of it and all that. And there was a lot of guys that called it their plan B because they didn't, their backup or whatever, because they didn't have, their truck wasn't ready. Or one guy I was talking to, he had an OBS. He was cool OBS, 4-wheel drive, nice single cab truck. He's like, yeah, man, my 67 is black, and I don't want to wash it every day. So whatever your reasoning is, get out there and enjoy your stuff. That's what this whole event is about. It's not about whose truck is cooler, whose truck is faster, who did this, who did that, whatever. There's no measuring going on, guys. It's let's get out and drive our trucks. That's what I've never been, nor will I ever be, no matter what caliber vehicle I have. I will never be that guy that I want to trailer my stuff around. I think it's a waste. If that's your thing, I'm not trying to judge on you, but I am a little bit because drive it. And that's what this event is like. That's what it's all about. I'm so glad I put it together because I've always wanted to do the power tour or something like that. And that's a big scale thing. And the more I talk with people, I get deterred from it because of some of the comments I've heard about it. And more than anything, really the traffic part of it. And this was not like that. It's a smaller event, which is just more my style. So if you're in the area and you're not a jackwagon, you're actually in it for the right reasons, take a look at the tailgate tour, maybe sign up next year, and maybe we'll see you out there. Thanks for watching, guys.